Kitkatscanread.
Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video. Today I'm actually bringing you a very late January TBR. Originally I did record my World of Kit Kats January TBR game. However, when it came to editing, quite a lot of the files started corrupting. I don't know why, it just kept saying there was an audio issue. And yeah, every time I re-recorded a clip and then put it onto the editing software, like something else wasn't working. So in the end I was just like, screw it. We're nearly at the end of January anyway, and there's no way that I'm going to get all of these books read. So I will go through very quickly the books that I had towards TBR games and stuff. It really is such a shame I had to delete all my files. And yeah, it's frustrating when these things happen, but I know it's quite a common thing, especially on YouTube, and that is just part of being a video uploader, I guess. So I will go through with you on my notepad what TBR games I had, the prompts, and the books that I went towards that. So the first roll of the TBR game ended up as Yellow Cat, which was randomized TBR, and for this one I grabbed my YA folder and I used random.org to choose the book from the total amount that I had, and I went through that file of YA books, YA children's books that I'd logged, and I came up with a number. But the book that actually originally came up was Earthfall by Mark Walden, and that's a book that has been on my TBR for a very long time. So I couldn't actually get to the box in the garage because where there's been a lot going on with me seeing my nan in hospital, and the times that I would get home from hospital after work and stuff, it'd be very dark, and in the garage you just can't see, and it was a box right at the back of the garage that I just could not access without having a decent lighting, which I don't in my garage. There's no electric in my garage, and even with a phone light it's just very difficult. I have tried it before and it is quite hard. So I ended up going with a book that I had for a very long time on my TBR that I have in the flat, and for that one was Poison Study by Marie V. Snyder. I don't know if I'm going to have time to get around to reading this in January because we're already heading into 3/4 through the month, and yeah, it's kind of frustrating because this is one that I've had on my TBR and it's one that I'm really intrigued to read still. So yeah, it's really annoying that I probably won't have time to read this. I'm really hoping that I can pop it on another TBR anyway. But my reading has been so slow this month. There's just been a lot going on, way too much going on, and my mind just hasn't been in the right frame of it, or I've been very tired or kind of unmotivated at times, but mostly it is just general fatigue. So yeah, it's quite sad with this one. So anyway, that was one that was going to be on the TBR. The second roll for the TBR game that I had was for Pink Cat, which was spin the TBR, and the prompt that came up was a children middle grade. For this one I went with a book that I had as a library book, and this is Pokemon, A New Companion. This is a very short book, so I should be able to get this read in January at least, because these are just very quick reads. There's pictures alongside it as well, but there's less than 120 pages in these, and they're quite quick and easy reads, so this should be one that I should definitely get completed in January for sure. I can easily sit and get this read in an afternoon or something. So this is one that will for sure get read this month. And then for roll number 3 I had a Green Cat, which was the bingo TBR, and the prompt that came out was for a reread. And for that one I went to book number 2 in this series, which is Mate States and Cosmic Kisses by Kathy Hopkins. I haven't read this since my college days. I mean, this is a very short book as well, but I don't know if I'll be able to get around to reading it in the month of January just because we're so close to the end of the month already. But if I do, then great, but if not, then hopefully I can put it forward onto another TBR at some point this year. Number 4 ended up being a Treat Your Shelf, and for that one it's a free choice, and I ended up putting The Year I Met You by Cecilia A. Ham, which was a new charity shop purchase, and it's based around New Year's, which is why I put it on my January TBR and why I chose it. But I don't think I'm going to have time to get around to reading this one, which is very sad. My reading just hasn't been good this month already. So I'm just going to be honest with you guys that was a book that was on the TBR, but it's one that I'm probably not going to get around to reading, so I'm very sad about it. So I'm hoping I can put it on TBR at some point. And then luckily I ended up with just 5 rolls, no doubles, and this was a Rainbow Cat, and this was for the old TBR notebook. That was the game that went towards that. And so I have a notebook that's full of like old books that have been on TBRs, like top books that were in the past of like my whole of my booktube journey so far, books that have been on TBRs, and books that I just haven't got around to reading and stuff. And so there's a lot of like old school books on there, books that are before booktube, books that are at the start of my booktube journey. So it's kind of like challenging me to read those books. And I ended up going with The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is actually a book that I've had in my flat because it's one that I've been meaning to read. However, this is another one I don't think I'm going to end up having time to read in January. I'm just already in the middle of like 3 books, and there is the 4th one that I need to like start soon, which is a book club read. So I'm very sad, but I'm hoping I can push this onto another month, because this is one that I really do want to read because there's just so much love for this book and this series. So yeah, sad times. And then unfortunately you didn't get to see it, but I did have 2 new TBR games. So I recently acquired a game of Boggle, and I played around with that, and the word that actually came up was a name, which was Cole, C-O-L-E. And so the book that I went for that one is My Return to the Water Boys by Ali Novak. This is the sequel to My Life with the Water Boys. It is a TV show, and I am up to date in it, and I love it. So yeah, I read the first book last year, and I recently acquired the sequel with my Christmas voucher money. So you haven't seen this yet in a book haul, so this is kind of like a spoilery alert on what book is going to be into that video. But yeah, this is the continuation. I've been meaning to get around to reading it, and I finally managed to get around to getting a hold of it with Christmas vouchers, so absolutely great. But I don't know if I'll have time to get around to reading that one, unfortunately. And the other TBR game that I had was Catastrophe, which was a game. It was literally a catastrophe. I got it from Waterstones, and you're meant to kind of like balance these cats, and like I've put numbers on all the cats. But yeah, 3 colour cats. So I kind of choose one colour, and then I go for the next colour like randomly, and the next one, balance them all until they tumble. And the top one that tumbles, the most recent, is the number that I go for, and the number goes towards the prompt. So I think I ended up balancing like 4 cats, which wasn't great. I haven't really like hacked how to play the game very well. So I'm gonna suck if I haven't played that with somebody else. And so for that one, it came up as a prompt of a book excited to read. Now this can go towards anything. I can swap this out for anything. So this is just the one that I went for at the time of the TBR, which was Stars and Smoke by Maria Lou, which is a library book that I've had that I do really want to read, but it does sound really good in the actual like synopsis of the book. And it's one that obviously I need to get read. I've renewed this a couple of times in the library, so it's shameful, but it's because I want to read it and I just haven't had time to read it. So it is what it is sometimes. But I don't know if I'm going to have time to read it this month as well, so I might have to renew it again. And then a book club reads. So December's pick for my in-person book club was It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas by Hayley Dunlop, and I'm not far into this one. I'm page 84. I did put it down because I had to pick up another book, and I'll tell you about that in a second. And January's book is Give Him to Me by Dorothy Coomson, and a lot of people in the book club WhatsApp are actually saying that they quite enjoyed this one. They also said they really enjoyed this one too. So I have high hopes. It was always great to hear like other people, especially like a vast amount of people, say they enjoyed something. So I haven't read a book by Dorothy Coomson before, but I managed to grab this from my local library, which was great. And yeah, so these are books. December's book, the live show, in-person live show, has already been done to talk about the book. And yeah, this one will be the first Thursday of the month. Try and send that really fast, it's really hard. So yeah, those are the book club reads. So those are definite priorities. So those should be read in January, if not the beginning of February. And TBR Tombola, I always pull one out of the tombola, but this time I'm doing it monthly. I'm not having it as a TBR game anymore. I'm literally just pulling one out of the TBR tombola for the month as like one a month thing, so it has like a random book choice. But I had a graphic novel come up, which is great, Tokyo Ghoul #2, which is by Sui Ishida, this one right here. And yeah, so these are really quick reads, so this for sure should get read in January. And then my grab machine pick, so I've got 12 books to read in 2026, so I'm going to pull one out each month. If I don't get around to reading it, I'm literally just going to push it forwards to the next month, and literally until I get them read. That's the only way. I will have to. So luckily the first book that came out of the grab machine for January was Persona 5 Volume 3, which is a graphic novel. So again, another quick read, so this should be done in January for sure too. The only thing for this year, I have taken out wrapped book, and I have wrapped up 12 books, and I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to take one out each month, so there'll be a wrapped book each month randomly. And for the month of January, I had The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid come out. It literally was #1 that came out, and I really do want to read this, but I don't know, because how late we are in January now, if I'm going to have time to finish it. But it will just get pushed forwards to February. And then finally, I'm going to mention 2 books I'm currently in the middle of reading. The first one is Dead Island, the book by Mark Morris. If you guys are into your video games, this is based on a video game called Dead Island, of the very same name. There's a Dead Island #2 now as well, which I've yet to play, but I've recently started playing the Dead Island Definitive Edition of the first one. I still get to play Riptide again, but like they're long games if you want to go through and be a bit of a trophy hunter like me and level up your character and stuff. So I kind of like to do that. I don't like to have incomplete things, so if I'm going to unlock all the skills, I will unlock all the skills. So that's kind of like what I'm doing at the minute. So it's kind of like a zombie killing game, but you have like little quests to do alongside it as well, like whether it's saving someone, collecting something for someone. And it's just a very fun zombie game, like going around and knocking zombies on the head with a baseball bat with nails on it, or like a baseball bat with a saw attached to it. Like, it's crazy. So there's the main story in this book. I definitely recognise it, but there's a couple of differences in it. Like for example, when they are travelling in a car in the book, they are driving very carefully around the zombies, but in the game you can run those Evers over. Beep, 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 beep. So yeah, very, very fun. You get EXP and you can level up with that, and it's just great to like run and drive into them. And the really tougher zombies, like the ram and the thugs and all that, you can literally just run them over and knock them straight away, because they deal a shitload of damage. But yeah, anyway, if you like your zombies, you'll like this book, you like the game. So yeah, welcome to Benoi. This is a tropical island that's been affected by zombies. Yeah, it's great fun. I'm halfway through, but I put it down because I had to pick up Loom by Delilah S. Dawson, because there's only one copy of this in all of the Southampton libraries, and someone has got hold on it already. They've reserved it, and I'm just like, what? So I think that's just because Delilah S. Dawson has kind of been like really popular lately. But I'm halfway through this one. It's a very short read, and I'm very intrigued by this book. There was something that literally happened quite recently in the book that was like a WTF moment, and I'm just like, okay, I'm now like kind of intrigued. And wait, can you stop trying to chew my cable, Thunder? So yeah, kind of intrigued. Halfway through, but I feel like this was on someone's top books of 2025 that I saw. So I was like, I'm literally like started reading that. So yeah, I'm halfway through, and every time I do pick it up, I do read like a chapter and something, because I'm very, very slow reading at the minute because of what's been going on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going to go, because we're halfway through and something has just done happened, and I'm just like, if you read it, you know. So that's the other book that I'm currently reading. So I need to read and finish that first, because this actually goes back on the 3rd of Feb. So yeah, I've not got long to get that read, and then I'll go back onto one of my other current reads. But I will definitely need to start the Dorothy Combeson book soon, because I want to be able to make the in-person meeting. So It might be that I have to put down the Christmassy one, which was December's pick, and then go straight onto Dorothy Coomson. Again, it's going to mean me starting another book and having another book on the currently reading pile. I don't like to do that. I really wanted to clear my currently reading because I've got some other currently reading books that I started like a few years ago or last year or 2 years ago that I still remember things that are going on. So yeah, soft DNFs, but yeah, crazy. But yeah, those are the books. So yeah, this one I'm currently reading, this one that I'm currently reading, I will get back to this one at some point for sure, but it's not a massive priority at the minute. I was just reading it because I started playing the game again. I don't think I'm going to get around to reading this. These 2 graphic novels should get read, and I don't think I'm going to end up continuing with this in January. I think I really need to start Give Him to Me, because that's the next one. I don't think I'll have time to read Stars of Smoke this month, so I think I'll push these forward a month. And then the same with these, I just don't think I'm going to have time for them, and they're not like massive priority. The Year I Met You, that's the one I feel like I won't the most. This is a reread. I just don't think I'll have the chance. And the same with Poison Study, but Pokemon I should be able to because it's short and quick. So I feel like the short and quick reads I definitely will. So I think this one is definitely achievable. And then if I go back to this one, because I'm halfway through, then hopefully I can get that one finished. And then this one I need to start. I don't know if I'll finish it in January, but I definitely need to start it. And then these 2 graphic novels and Bloom. So let's just say that for the definite TBR, we'll have the Pokemon A New Companion, Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson, which I'm currently reading, Tokyo Ghoul Volume Number 2 and Persona 5 Volume Number 3, and then to at least start Give Him to Me by Dorothy Coomson. I think that is just more achievable, and then I need to get back into reading this and getting this completed. I feel like if I get the quicker reads out the way, then I can go back to this if I've got time. If not, they're all going to literally be pushed onto February anyway. I don't know how I'm going to do my February TBR, whether I just need to push all of these books forwards or like do the TBR game and see if I can fit those books towards them. But part of me is like, I don't know, like, you know, back in the day when I used to make TBRs without TBR game, I would strive to get those finished. And now these days it's so difficult. So I'm struggling with that. But yeah, it's very sad that these will be ones that I won't get round to reading. But yeah, let's get the little short ones out of the way. Short, quick ones, and then at least that will also bump my TBR up. So should be doable. I want to get round to reading them. Like literally graphic novels I can read in an evening. Like they're just so easy and quick. And I'm already halfway through Bloom. And then Pokemon's a very short read. So those will be definite January reads. And then to start Give Him to Me, I want to see what the fuss about, because everyone's saying it's really, really good. I just wanted to kind of like tell you what books came out of the TBR game from the footage, and what books I'm currently reading, and what books I think I will get read as a definite TBR for January. So this video is very crazy and weird, so I'm sorry about that, but hopefully I shall be filming close towards the end of the month. I will start filming my February TBR, like one of the last days of January I will film my February TBR, and just see where I got with these books. But like I'm very much kind of in the reading mood at the minute. Like I am enjoying reading when I do, it's just that I end up falling asleep sometimes. Also, I have recently binged and finished Heated Rivalry, so yeah, that's another story. If you know, you know. If you've watched it, you understand. But anyway, that's it for this TBR updated video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'm sorry that you haven't seen my face in a while. I just, honestly, there's been a lot that's gone on, and also it is literally just motivation. I think that is mostly because of what's been going on, and also just me being tired. But I've had a week off of work recently, and I've been wanting to get back into everything. I've been catching up on things that I hadn't had time to catch up on. and I just started editing a video and then it got corrupted. So yeah, hopefully I can start getting myself on a roll again, because I do miss editing videos. I have been filming. I've been filming videos, but editing is a different thing. So yeah, and then when things like corruption happen, it just demotivates you again. So I'm just trying to keep myself like, so the fact that I had to redo this video again, but like, oh, it's so annoying. Like a few days ago, I edited the video, and you know, it just wouldn't let me convert it to an uploaded file for YouTube because of the corrupted files. It just kept saying something was weird with the audio, and it just wouldn't let me, like, it just kept on being strange in the video editor. So I don't know what happened. It's very odd. So I don't know. So I'm just hoping that this video is able to update you guys on what I'm reading and stuff. So yeah, that's it for me for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I do apologize again for the kind of like rushed attempt to update you. But if you have enjoyed this video, as always, please give it a thumbs up, and my social media links will be linked down below in the description if you would like to follow me elsewhere. But that's it for me, guys. Feel free to leave any comments down below and subscribe if you want to. And yeah, if you just want to let me know that you were here, just leave a random emoji down below. But let me know what books that you're currently reading and what books that you got on your TBR as well, if you're feeling up to being quite chatty with me. But that's it from me, guys. So keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name's Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye.